In the heart of a bustling metropolis, where skyscrapers pierce the night sky like ambitions made of steel and glass, the grand ballroom of the city's most exclusive hotel shimmered under the glow of crystal chandeliers. Imagine stepping into that world for a moment, the air thick with the scent of expensive perfumes, the clink of fine china echoing like distant thunder, and the soft hum of live strings setting the perfect backdrop for deals sealed over vintage wine. This was no ordinary night. It was the annual gala where the powerful came to play, their laughter as polished as the marble floors beneath their feet. But amid the opulence, one young woman navigated the shadows, her story about to unfold in ways no one could predict. Her name was Emily, a 23-year-old server with eyes that held the quiet fire of unspoken dreams. She glided between tables in her crisp black uniform, trays balanced with practiced ease, offering smiles that masked the storms raging inside. Born into a life far from luxury, Emily had grown up in a modest apartment on the city's outskirts where bills piled higher than hopes. Her single mother had juggled 2 jobs just to keep the lights on, teaching her that survival meant swallowing pride and pushing forward. Music and dance, those were her secret escapes, stolen moments in front of a cracked mirror after exhausting shifts where she'd lose herself in rhythms that made her feel alive. But reality had a way of clipping wings: rent to pay, loans to settle, opportunities that slipped away like sand. Tonight, though, as she poured champagne for the elite, a flicker of longing stirred deeper than ever. Little did she know this evening would rewrite her fate. The gala buzzed with energy, conversations laced with influence and envy, until the spotlight fell on the evening star, Alexander Reed, the tech mogul whose fortune could buy islands and whose reputation preceded him like a shadow. Tall, impeccably dressed, with a charisma that commanded rooms, he stepped forward to thunderous applause. Known for his razor-sharp wit and unyielding confidence, Alexander viewed the world from a throne of billions, rarely glancing at those he deemed beneath him. As Emily set down a tray nearby, his gaze caught her fluid movements, perhaps too graceful for someone in her role. A sly smile crossed his face, and he called out, his voice cutting through the murmurs like a knife. "Hey, server girl, with that sway in your step, you'd think you were auditioning for the ballet. Careful, or someone might mistake you for the entertainment." The room erupted in chuckles, the kind that hid cruelty behind courtesy. Emily's heart skipped, her cheeks flushing hot as eyes turned her way. She gripped the tray tighter, fighting the urge to vanish into the background. But Alexander wasn't done. He leaned in, his tone dripping with amusement. "Go on, then. Show us what you've got. Dance for us, or is that beyond your pay grade?" The challenge hung in the air, a spotlight of humiliation. Whispers spread like wildfire, guests shifting uncomfortably yet eagerly awaiting the spectacle. Emily's pulse thundered in her ears, a mix of fear and fury. Every fiber screamed to retreat, to apologize and fade away, preserving what little dignity she had left. But in that frozen instant, memories flooded back her mother's weary encouragement after long days. "You're meant for more, sweetheart. Don't let them dim your light." The orchestra swelled into an upbeat melody, as if the universe itself was urging her on. With a deep breath, Emily set the tray aside, stepping into the open space of the room's center. The laughter peaked, then hushed as she began. Her body moved like poetry in motion, each step a defiance, each spin a declaration of freedom. Arms extended with elegance, feet tracing patterns that spoke of joy and pain intertwined. The simple uniform transformed into something ethereal under the lights, her hair catching the glow as she twirled with abandon. It wasn't just dance. It was release, the pent-up frustrations of dead-end jobs, the ache of dreams deferred, the resilience built from scraping by in a world that favored the fortunate. The crowd watched, mesmerized, their amusement giving way to awe. Gasps echoed as she leaped lightly, her form defying gravity, telling a tale of struggle and strength without a single word. Alexander sat rigid, his smirk dissolving into wide-eyed surprise. This wasn't the humiliation he'd intended. It was a revelation. The woman he'd dismissed as insignificant commanded the floor with a presence that outshone every diamond in the room. As the music crested to its finale, Emily ended with a graceful dip, her chest rising and falling, the silence profound before applause exploded like a storm. Chairs scraped as guests rose, clapping fervently, some wiping away unexpected tears. Whispers turned to cheers, the ballroom alive with genuine admiration. In that moment, everything shifted. The orchestra leader approached her afterward, eyes shining with respect, offering introductions to influential figures in the arts. Guests who had once ignored her now sought her out, praising her talent and spirit. Even Alexander rose, his usual arrogance tempered, extending a hand in apology. "I was wrong," he admitted, voice low. "You've got something real, something money can't touch." Emily met his gaze steadily, her smile carrying the weight of hard-won confidence. "I've always known that," she replied softly, turning away with. Her head held high. From that night forward, Emily's world expanded. Invitations poured into workshops, performances, auditions she'd only dreamed of. The city that had overlooked her now celebrated her as the dancer who turned mockery into magic. She graced stages from local theaters to high-profile events, her story spreading like inspiration through social circles and beyond. But success never erased her roots. She volunteered at community centers, teaching dance to kids from backgrounds like hers, reminding them that dreams aren't reserved for the elite. And in the quiet moments, Emily reflected on how one act of courage had shattered barriers. It wasn't about the Billionaire or the Gala. It was about reclaiming her power, proving that true worth blooms from within, no matter the odds. So, listener, if you've ever felt invisible, held back by circumstances or doubt, remember this: your moment might come disguised as a challenge. Face it, embrace it, and let your inner light break free. Because in the end, the greatest triumphs aren't handed to us, they're claimed one bold step at a time. What's holding you back today? Take that first move and watch your story unfold.